Welcome to SOIN DE VOUS. We are at Old Home Farm. It is beautiful out. And we're with Mark Elliott, family member, and I guess you could say groundskeeper. You know,
That's my brother.
That's your brother.
Sure. He does all the mowing here.
Yeah.
I got my house and over the storage.
Sorry, Kirk. Didn't mean to give your brother credit. I'm sure you've had enough of that. Yeah, we're calling the podcast SOIN DE VOUS, which means what, Monica? I'm here with Monica Mayer.
Care of yourself.
Care of yourself. Yes. And we're promoting an event that we're having at Old Home Farm here in Pottstown at 583 Old Schuylkill Road, Pottstown, PA 19465. We are calling it AnewVenue, and it is on AnewVenue. It is on Saturday, September 14th, from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. and it is an event just promoting the simplicity of having a space to go, a place to be, and something that you can enjoy with people that have a likeness of love for life and laughter and music and all the finer things that we've come to know.
Beautiful out.
Oh yes, we're getting a good preview of what we'll be getting. In September it won't be as hot too, so the weather will be on our side, willingly.
It will be.
Yeah. Mark was telling us a little bit about the history of the farm, and a little bit last time too, when we first came here to check it out. And you'll be hearing from Nancy, Mark's sister, later. Before we go further into the event, we could talk about how we met.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a spot called Tuned Up Brewery in Spring City that is a second home to at least me, and I'm sure Monica as well. Many musicians, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's been a meeting ground. Yeah, and I'm very thankful to Tuned Up Brewery and Clint, the owner, who is a music enthusiast and lover of music as well. And that's where we met. Just a great jam, and all the music is very spontaneous.
I've been impressed with the people that show up there for such a tiny little venue, and there's never enough people there anyway, but the few people that show up are usually half decent, good musicians.
It's always
it's you know, they're not hacks like me.
The law of attraction, man.
Although you've brought some of your homemade, handmade instruments to
Yes,
show.
homemade. They're not handmade.
A homemade.
They're homemade.
Cigar box guitars and your rhythm bones.
Yes.
Yes.
Rattle them bones.
And the
Shake,
new one
rattle,
that you
roll.
showed us, something to do with cattle.
Which we're going to take a closer look at later.
Cattle whistle,
yes.
or cattle bell?
Cattle whistle, right?
No, it was a bull roarer.
Bull roar, yeah, totally different.
Bull roarer.
Bull roar. What did I hear you say? Oh, does that call your cattle in?
Does it call your cattle in? No, I have no idea what it does.
That's what I heard. Bull roar.
I've heard it was used for communications of some kind, because apparently
Yeah, it's just
somebody
sonic.
knows how to make them loud enough that they'll carry.
But that's how we pretty much became acquainted, because you would just be around and we would just start. You would share this kind of stuff that you were working on and making, and then we got to talking, and then just not that long ago, maybe a few months ago, you brought up the farm, and the whole point of AnewVenue was, you know, it's, I guess you could say it's the fresh start, the official restart.
A new place,
Yeah.
New place to go, a new place to gather.
Yep. A new scene.
Yeah. A different option.
A new
different
view.
Route, different point of view. It's part of the SOIN DE VOUS. Taking care of your point of view.
Yeah.
Getting in touch with nature, history, the beauty of this property.
And having to do with our, you know, our relationship with what home is, what it means to us. You know, your home wherever you go. You know, home is where that's what home is where the heart is means to me. Is because you're bringing it with you.
Bring your heart.
Yeah.
That's true, but in a way too, though, for me, this is my home. I live next door, but this is my home.
Yeah.
Where I grew up. My family's always been here. You know,
Yeah.
not the Elliots though, which I don't know. I know a little bit about the Elliott family lineage, but I know more about it from my grandmother.
Right.
My dad's mother, Reinhardt. From there, the first Reinhardt was Ulrich Reinhardt. He lived in Germantown, in Philadelphia. He was married to Barbara Sauer, who was, we believe, probably was Christopher Sauer's sister.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever heard Christopher Sauer. He was a printer in Germantown, in Philadelphia.
Interesting.
He was one of Ben Franklin's big rivals.
Cool.
Ben Franklin didn't care for him a lot, apparently. He didn't like competition, I don't think.
Yeah.
But anyway, eventually he built a log house and a stone house. Just up, it's well, behind Wonderwood's garage now, a mile away from him. So, and then it was his great grandson, I think, then that married into the Brower family that took over, that started the Reinhardts here on this property.
That was 1769.
No, 1769 was the Browers, and then it was a granddaughter of a Brower girl married a Reinhardt, and then from 1801 until 1952 or whatever.
Right. So it's always
I
been.
think that's when my parents were married. 52.
Yeah, truest definition of a family farm.
Yeah.
Which very few and far between, I'd say.
They're getting less and less too everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, well, around here, taxes are the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And there's just no more farms left.
No, there's a lot. You see signs everywhere. That's why I was thinking about this today, wondering how much we talk about it, and it's pretty much free to, because it's all human life and human matters, and that's what I'm into.
I mean, there's one working dairy farm left in East Coventry Township. And when I was a kid growing up, there was
the most important establishments in the world. Like,
oh, yeah.
They're
no
not
farmers,
shoe
no
stores.
food.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a little bit of a high priority. But yeah, you just see signs everywhere that's just save this farm and save that farm. It's...
Yeah, well, and that kind of bugs me too sometimes.
Yeah.
When people say, hey, save this farm, then buy it.
Right.
And you can pay the taxes on it. And
or
you can take care and mow all the grass here and
everybody's
everything
looking
else
for
like my
jobs.
sister's doing to try and keep things going
literally
here.
watering every
You know?
plant. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What she was saying, carrying around.
I mean, all this stuff along the wall there wouldn't, and then the hanging baskets over here, all that wouldn't be here without her.
Yeah.
It'd be all dried up.
Yep. You really start to see, you can see a place or something that is absent of human life and love. It's just barren is the best word for that. And you can take advantage of, just the sight of, take for granted the sight of tables and chairs and just,
Yeah.
that's all effort and energy, which is the #1 currency. Everything runs on that,
That's right. I sure don't run on dollar bills.
Now that's just a paper reflection.
That's for sure.
So yeah, there was no better place of, you had mentioned the farm, and Old Home Farm, just right off the bat, how, everything works in our lives.
Only
special.
been somewhat recent. My sister's been getting more seriously trying to have a venue here. My brother used to make soap in the barn too.
Cool.
Kurt did. He had a soap business. He made homemade soap, and he traveled all over to like craft shows and so on, and sold soap, and especially in the wintertime, he'd do them down south and so on. And his best friend Bob Olak would come over here and make up some extras or extra batch if he needed it, or pack up a bunch and ship it to Kurt, so when he needed more and stuff like that.
Sorry we missed it.
Yeah, he sold everything. Sold the whole business to some woman in South Carolina.
Did he enjoy it?
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Just ran its course.
Yeah. And he just, but it was just too much to do with everything else, I guess.
I saw that one, like an article when I was looking up Old Home Farm on the internet to see what. Mainly, I was looking for the address again, and there was an article about his soap making.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know
Yeah.
it was Kurt.
Yeah, that was Kurt.
That
Cool.
was very cool. Yeah. It was actually about how it was closing. That he was closing his business. Yeah.
Oh, talk about music. You should see Kurt's collection of records.
Nice.
He's got a nice collection of records.
I'll tell him you said that. He'll probably hear it.
No.
I'd like to. He's a
I don't
dude.
want me advertising.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's definitely brotherly love. Bragging about your brother's record collection on the radio. I'd say.
Yeah. That's the only thing about him worth bragging about, though.
We are very happy to be here. We're very grateful. Thanks for having us here.
Oh,
Thanks
we're
for
happy to
hosting.
have you.
Yeah.
I have something that's going to be happening here.
So are we. Yeah.
More than just the few things that have happened, which were all great, but it's great to have it happen more often.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward.
And more public kind of things too. There's been like weddings and things like that too, which were not quite as public as what you're having
Yeah.
here.
Privately public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean.
I do.
And
yeah.
the birds.
And the birds. Between you, me, and the birds.
Yeah.
And the
Okay,
birds.
whatever.
Don't even let the bees know.
But really, there's like vibrations carrying it really nicely in this space. So I think
That's lovely.
for music, it's going to be quite nice. And just for breathing and listening.
It's refreshing. I think anybody that comes is going to feel that immediately. Something different. Getting back to the roots of things, quite literally. And, to have Old Home Farm to be the host of that is very special.
Special to us. Me.
Yeah, it's going to be 12 to 8. And pretty good scheduling.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
toured the little meadow where we will set up our music as we got to see the little meadow.
I used to be at a garden when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Used to have a garden up, well, it was more up in here, and then just about anything.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing that always made me wonder about my dad. He'd spend all day working out in the field and milking cows and all this kind of stuff. And then after dinner, to relax for a hobby, he'd go out in the garden and farm.
Cool.
And I thought, you know what? I like my job working for the township, but my days off, I'm not going to go out and fill potholes.
It is different.
For fun.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's a whole other job.
It's a whole
But
nother.
he loves
Yeah.
digging in the dirt and having stuff grow.
As a musician, is probably like, okay, well, I did the recording, I've done that, I'm gonna go, have a bite to eat. Yeah, sure. Have a good cup of tea at the most or something, and then go back to it. And then my break will consist of writing the lyrics or listening to it and reflecting on it. But it's still something that's focusing and getting it done. And
Okay, yeah.
But also work is just not the right word, I guess. But maybe he would disagree. Maybe he wouldn't.
I don't know.
The care, the tending too. That's they say you don't work a garden, you tend a garden.
True.
Mhm.
That's true.
And that's all attendance and attention. And what it means to actually to attend something and be attentive,
To be present.
to be present.
Hey, when we're done here, I'll take you
Attention.
for a ride, and I'll show you a big long strip right along the edge of the field.
Yeah, we're
of
looking
blackbirds.
forward to that.
Wild blackbirds.
Maybe we'll do that.
And I think they're still alive yet, if the birds haven't eaten them all.
I'm sorry.
Blackbirds.
Awesome.
We will attend to that, which means
We'll attend to that.
which is cool because like if in different languages you approach things in different ways, but the sound. So j'attends means like I wait for something, and it's spelled as we would say attend.
Mhm.
ATTEND. The birds are excited about this
Mhm.
conversation. They get really excited when you talk
They've been
language. And then when you want to say that you're attending something in French, you would say j'assiste à. And I think that's fascinating that you're like there we hear the English word assist. J'assiste à. So when you're going to attend something, you're there like helping. You're right. So it was just wonderful connection.
Very much do. So we've talked about, you've talked about the je suis, and to be attentive is just the roll call of I am.
I am.
Yeah.
This is a whole wonderful field of expression for us, this field of I am, and when we get into the French, and I'm not ready to
That's for another time. But what we will do is, if you would like to attend AnewVenue on Saturday, September 14th, from 12 to 8 p.m., tickets will be $25 per adult. We encourage everybody to bring a cooler, anything that you would need, a blanket, anything that you would need to set up your little day camp and hang out and enjoy the day with us. And
8 hours is a long time.
yeah,
If
sure
you don't
is.
bring something to drink.
Yeah,
something to
bring
eat.
something to drink. We've got some water, you know, and there's there's a bathroom, and we've got the whole day planned out for you. 1:11 p.m. we'll have just the general welcoming and the reception, and 2:22 I will be doing an acoustic performance, myself being Sean Touhill, on the farmhouse meadow, in the farmhouse meadow. And at 3:33 Monica will be doing her acoustic set, Monica Mayer of Canadian Tuxedo, and also the Tou le Mon. You could probably expect some fiddle tunes as well as some acoustic guitar and her vocals as well. And 4:44 we'll have the drum circle and yoga meditation. Call it a session with Monica and myself. I'll host the drum circle, and Monica will be hosting the...
Yeah, we were thinking of making this like a chanting opportunity with movement. So, well, with the option of chanting and moving. With drumming, it's just going to go really nice hand in hand.
Vibrations encouraged. So 4:44 is a good, that'll be the midday chanting, if you want to call it that. It'll be a simultaneous event, so picture both halves of the yin and yang. We'll both be in the same field doing the thing, and whoever wants to do what, and feel free to alternate and do a little bit of both as well.
Yeah, I picture it as like there being a guidance from you in one aspect and from me in another. And many people in my life have had the occasion to be in that space with me where we share movement together, and then others have not, so it'll be really great to invite them into that world of just concentration and insight.
I know, I'm looking forward. This is the first time that we'll have done this, which is among many firsts that we're doing here, which is, once again, a very special place to have that.
Yeah, and then why we like the whole AnewVenue, and a new place to come and experiment with our expression, our creative expression.
Indeed. It's been very nice, just the reactions that we've gotten from the people that we've told about it, and everybody's very much into it.
Yes.
Yes.
That is probably the most exciting bit.
Yeah, into it is under, it's very much more of like on the same page, rather.
We've already marked our calendars.
They've been waiting for it. J'attends.
Avec plaisir.
Yeah, avec plaisir. J'attends avec plaisir.
A long time since I learned French.
Well, our band Tou le Mon is really about everyone, and that's, in French you would say Tout le Mon, with extra letters, but really the pronunciation is how we've spelt it, and it's great because you have the TOU of Sean Touhill's name and the MON of Monica, and I've always had a great mentorship about being expressive about I am Monica.
Which you are definitely a shining star, yes, in those.
We are bringing our light to the surface here.
Yeah, avec plaisir.
Avec plaisir.
Monica is a talented French speaker.
Well, I do get to sing in French.
I'm learning how to speak Italian, but I can only sing in Italian.
Exactly.
So that's fine. But she had just on her, we all have the notes that we have on our table, and just as what we do, and she had said this before a few times before we really had anything together, and I had asked before that. We were just starting to contemplate what we were going to do, and very temporarily we were going by Monday and Tuesday because we saw those as our holidays, as things were just working out. I guess Give
is
them-
actually it, because I remember I had told you that story about my grandmother, who told me that on Mondays she did nothing. She stayed in her bed. It was
Yeah,
her day.
it's wonderful. Wonderful
And
way
I
to
always
live.
felt that, connection because of my name. I love letters and the sounds of things, so of course. I just, when I remember hearing her, it was just such a special moment when she shared these stories with me. This is my dad's mom, and she said she would stay in her bathroom. She wouldn't answer the door. It's just like the funny way she told me it too. Just that was her day off. Every other day she had to deal with everything else, but that day was, yeah.
So naturally, we agreed on that.
Important for that, just like saying it's not even so much about a day off. It's about a day that's, your special day that you can have any time really.
You got to look at it. The traditional day of rest being Sunday has become quite exhausting.
Well, especially for musicians.
Because people don't treat it like it's supposed to be.
Not at all. There's a lot that has to be done on the day of rest, apparently. that all is contributed to resting, apparently. In celebration of resting somehow.
Well,
And a lot of gas gets
different
eaten up doing this.
A lot of people rest differently, though.
Also true.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't put anybody down because they're working in their garden.
No, I
on
wouldn't.
a Sunday.
Not
because,
everybody.
Hey, some people, that's the way to relax.
That is we were just talking about that with
Right,
your dad. That's
exactly
the way to
right.
rest, yeah.
So,
And not everybody gets to spend Mondays in their bathrobe.
Right.
Understood?
that's right.
Very specific. Yeah. That's oddly specific. Well, I know a grandmother or two. You need a day to kind of recoup after the day of rest. I think we're getting these are the signs of true human evolution. I think we're going to start acknowledging that, those needs in people.
This past Sunday I needed a day.
Yeah, I believe you.
After that concert.
I wish we could talk about it. I don't think we can too much.
Okay.
But it was a great concert.
Yes, it was. It was.
I'm sure they wouldn't mind, but it's at the very least it's an extra phone call, and you don't get to get right through to them. You got a lot of people you got to talk to.
Yeah.
But I'm happy it was a great concert.
It was.
Yeah, and
It was
it's a
lot
great
of fun.
artist. Yeah.
And
Someone that's been around forever.
my wife was working. She bought the tickets and just want to go in. Turned out she had to work over here at the store. So the store took me in. Okay.
Yeah, you were. Well, the last time I saw you at Tuned Up, you were excited for it, and then I
Yeah.
saw your post, and I was happy. I was,
It was nice.
just thinking about you. Yeah, cool.
I think this is a great spot for the picnic blanket, the picnic basket, the picnic. It's a picnic venue here where we are.
Yeah, this is wonderful.
Picnic pavilion.
In fact,
This is
we're
just
at the picnic
this is the
patio.
pavilion,
That's
the
where we
picnic
are.
patio.
Picnic
We're
pavilion or the
broadcasting
patio.
from
Yes.
the picnic
Up there.
patio.
Yes.
Put up all the umbrellas. It's kind of nice in here too.
It's lovely. This is where we encourage people that if they do want to just walk around or just a change of scenery as some kind of lunch area, like you can,
Tables with
there's some
umbrellas,
tables
there's some
here,
shade for you
a covering,
have a bite to eat.
yeah, it's lovely, and the birds and the view,
Little pathways connect.
and this would be a new venue, Saturday, September 14th, 2024, from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Like we were saying, we'll keep going on with this now too. 111 p.m. being the welcoming, 2:22 being my acoustic set, Sean Toohill at the Farmhouse Meadow, which I think everybody's going to love that. There's what did you call that? The spring?
Spring house.
The spring house, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
The building built on top of the spring,
that's beautiful.
and it runs inside.
I'm hoping
On
we
the
can
end is
store
where
our
the
water.
outside there is where the
I think
spring
so
is
too, yeah.
covered, and then it goes inside and goes all around inside the building.
Yeah.
And it runs down in the Schuylkill River.
Every house should have one. That's what I told Kurt. He agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a wonderful
There-
setting.
Right on the other side of the hill, there's another house, an old farmhouse. Theirs is in the basement. They built the house on top of the spring, and there's actually a trough of water that goes down
Oh,
through the
wow.
basement of the house.
Yeah, that's what you were saying last time.
Yeah.
And that water's cold. Kurt told
Oh,
us,
yeah.
and we put our hand. That's lovely.
It's
yeah.
cold.
Yeah.
Nice and cold.
And it's clean too, right? It's not.
It's circulating.
It looks
It's
good.
circulating exactly, and
Looks
it does.
clean.
It smells fresh. It smells actually lovely in there.
Taste it.
Yeah. That's exactly. There's. Were they crayfish in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were crayfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
It's
far
good
as I
enough
know,
for
that
them,
was
yeah.
good. I've drank it.
Filter.
Anything with life in it, you know, is generally good, unless it's flies on shit. You know, we can censor that out. Maybe we won't have to, but I've
But
heard
it's
that
correct.
before. Yeah, you want to eat the fruit that has, you want to eat the apple that has the wormhole in it. They say, because
But
that
not
has.
eat the worm.
But don't eat the worm. Yeah.
The only thing worse than finding a worm in your apple is finding half a one.
Way to deliver on the public service announcement, Mark. Thank you, man. Yeah, it's going to be a lovely setting, the farmhouse. And there will be, I'm sure Nancy will be showing people around, so there'll be some kind of tours for people that want to see and know more. Everything is, you know, you could call it a conversation piece, but there's history.
Yeah.
It's historic Old Home Farm, a new venue at historic Old Home Farm, Saturday, September 14th, 2024, 583 Old Schuylkill Road, Pottstown, PA, 19465. 583 Old Schuylkill Road, Pottstown, PA, 19465. And it is everything. Mark is telling us a lot. We've got a lot more to talk about. He's got a lot to share. 3:33, Monica will be doing her acoustic set after mine at 2:22. I expect old-time music, some original music of hers, which is always a treat to hear. Violin, acoustic guitar, and vocals. 444, as we were saying, continuing this was the drum circle and yoga meditation session.
Yeah, chanting.
Yes. Chanting and moving and grooving. And the last thing I wanted to say about that, because we got into a beautiful tangent. Wave high, real quick to the airplanes. I'm sure it's not a big deal either. The last thing I wanted to say about the drum circle and the yoga meditation is I do encourage people to bring a drum if they want to partake in the drum circle. So that being said, you are encouraged to bring a drum, but you are also reminded that you are a drum.
That's part of the idea of
Part of
putting
the
it
idea.
together with the movement.
Yeah.
We can
Exactly.
we can have some guidance for that and really enjoy ourselves.
The heartbeat is, so that'll be 444. We'll have some, I guess, just some time in between to unwind and get ready. Our main event will be at 6:15. That'll be our band, the Tou le Mon, featuring myself, Sean Toohill on vocals. I'll be playing guitar and I'll be playing piano as well. And the set, I'm always wondering what else I'll bring. It's usually either the trumpet or the saxophone. It's been the trumpet more than anything lately because I'm trying to get better at that, and that's helping. So, and especially the songs that we play are conducive to both, but this one is kind of more fun to play on the trumpet. Plus, now that I'm getting that good tone out of it, I love it. I'm able to wail on it at least, you know, getting my finger in. So you can expect that kind of instrumentation, and we'll also have Monica Mayer on the violin and vocals as well. She'll be singing some great songs. Todd Sheffey on bass, who is one of the, I can't say one of them, I think he is probably the most phenomenal. He's our regional bass player. He's the bass player. And I think he's so far the best bass player that I have seen and had the pleasure to meet and befriend.
Ever?
Yes, in my personal life. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And just like an incredible person.
All around, multi-talented, and just you know, he can fix anything, especially a broken heart.
Yeah.
There you go. So you have Todd on bass, which should be comfort to your ears, and I believe we'll have Russ Getz on drums, which is will have no idea how much of a treat that is.
Is he?
I'm sorry.
Is he?
Who? Russ Getz?
Yeah. Is that how he spells his name yet?
Yes. No. Oh God.
Getz.
Goetz.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. What
okay.
did you think I said? I don't know what you heard.
What did you say?
Getz with a G.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I thought
Yes.
you said yes with a Y.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's Getz to. I
But
think
it's still.
No. And it's not yet to be determined. It's been determined. So Russ Getz will be Getzing his rear end over here by September 14th and playing the hell out of those drums. Yeah, he's one of the, once again, as much as Todd is, this is why this was important, not just special, but to get these two gentlemen in a room together was years in the making, you know, before we were looking for Todd before we met him, you know,
Yeah,
and
the two most recent videos will feature Russ.
we'll
and
feature those
Todd.
musicians in
Yeah.
that video. Thank you. Yeah, if you look up the Tou le Mon on YouTube, you'll see our two most recent videos of our rehearsal, you could say. But not even that one was a jam session. I couldn't say that was a rehearsal. We and you know, we don't get to rehearse.
We got to play everything once
and done.
And the best we did
And
the first
yeah.
time through,
And had a lot of fun
and
doing
had
it.
a ton of fun, and the videos I think came out great.
Thank you. Yeah. So everybody that you see in that video will be on the stage that day, Saturday, September 14th, at historic Old Home Farm, 583 Old Schuylkill Road, Pottstown, PA 19465. The Tou le Mon, 6:15 to 7 will be our first set. Our second set will be 7:15 to 8 o'clock, and that will be wrapping up what will hopefully be, and what I think will be, a historic evening at historic Old Home Farm. And I think
the beginning of a great history, of another great history.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm looking forward, man. I think this is a great spot to take a break and take you up on the go-kart ride before it gets any darker.
Oh yeah.
And then we'll come back and then we'll do another round.
Whenever you want.
Yeah, cool. Mark, thank you again.
Sure, thank you.
Anything else we want to add before we go? Closing
Victor
note.
Wotton is the best bass player that I have ever heard.
All right,
I
there you
just had
go.
to
That's
say
that.
that.
You
I'm
heard
sorry.
that from Mark Elliott at Historic Old Home Farm, where we will be hosting AnewVenue Saturday, September 14th from 12 to 8 p.m. You are encouraged to bring a cooler and whatever you need to make yourself feel comfortable. Bring your family. Adults admitted at $25 a ticket, and we look forward to seeing you.
Yeah.
Tou le Mon. See you later. Welcome back to SOIN DE VOUS, as we're calling it, which means Monica, which is
Here.
That's what we're calling the podcast, which is promoting an event called AnewVenue, which is hosted by Monica and myself as part of our band, the Tou le Mon, and we're at historic Old Home Farm with Nancy and Mark Elliott, and we're very happy to be here. Very thankful. Thank you for having us. Saturday, September 14th, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., and we have it lined up with some special events planned, and we have Mark and Nancy here to just kind of talk with us about the history of the property and everything that's special about it.
Farm's been in their family since 1769, and so Mark and I are the 9th generation to live on the farm. Our grandchildren are the 10th, our great-grandchildren, there's a few of those around, that would be the 11th generation.
There's 2 or 3 generations before that, though, those are the third generation.
Right. So we've been here a very long time, and it's very exciting to see the changes that have taken place on the farm in all these years. Our dad was a dairy farmer, and when he realized he wasn't going to pass on to any of his kids, they didn't want to be farmers, they wanted to do other things, we realized we needed to do with the farm. And so we decided, let's make it a venue, you know? We hosted family and friends for weddings and parties and picnics and all kinds.
A lot of family reunions and stuff here, and that was really
and music events as well.
Well, that's right, with Shannon Curtis. That was great.
And then also Anna Kay.
Yeah.
So we decided we want to continue doing that because we want to be able to keep the farm in the family. We're not farmers. So we need to come up with another way to keep the farm viable, and have an event is the way to go. It's beautiful. It's kind of a special little precious piece of property in northern Chester County, and we want other people to come and enjoy it as if it's their own backyard, and as if it's their family place to come to and spread out.
On behalf of many people, we are grateful for exactly that.
Yeah.
Yes. That's the whole point of what we're doing as well, is to kind of promote that. And like I was telling Mark earlier, it's like getting back to the roots of what makes something, you know, an attraction, but like literal roots of things. Like you're gonna have the birds and trees and
Well, I also appreciate that when you took us around on the tour, it was now on the golf cart, you stopped at all the trees and showed
yeah, man.
where each tree, which each tree was. That was fantastic. That's how I like to get to know a property.
And a very cool thing is that our dad, who was almost 93, is still planting trees, even though he will never enjoy the shade of those trees. He's planting them because of the future generations. He will enjoy them.
Grandkids will be able to sit in the shade of those.
Correct.
We're great for it.
And the community.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, so you two are brother and sister. How many years apart are you? You had mentioned, yes, you're the older sister.
Yes, I am. I'm the oldest. I dropped him on his head. Sorry, Mark, that's his problem.
Actually, I think that might have helped.
Maybe.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say, actually, I jumped.
Could be too. I don't remember actually. There's two in between us now.
Yeah, we've met Kurt, who we give him credit for. Mark bragged about his record collection on the record, which is pretty cool.
And Kurt does a lot of maintenance on his house.
Absolutely.
He does
Yes,
pretty
the
much
groundskeeper.
everything, right?
That's why he's a
Awesome. We got our first caller.
I'll be there very soon.
If you have to go away and come back, and feel free to be here.
Okay.
Cool.
There. I'm outside.
You're
I'll
on
be
the
right
air.
in.
Now this is perfect because like you guys were already talking about a lot, which is just kind of setting the scene of what your history, together and with the farm and stuff. So that was nice and just kind of getting a perspective on that. But because everything she's saying is so right on point with, and just to have like a little bit of an intermission to be able to wrap my head back around between the go-kart ride and the margarita that she just poured us was just wonderful.
And really wonderful.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun around here though, just to, from home to come here, like now working in the shop, my brother Kurt's in there most of the time too, we get over there. Like,
She'd mentioned before we had met him the last time, yeah.
okay. And I hang out in the shop with him and I help him out once in a while, can't get out of it. Clean up the tree, I think that was tree before we went past that up the road.
Yeah, before.
Like down up here,
Yeah.
the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, that flew over.
Yeah. I remember those ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were admiring them from Broomall.
Yeah, well.
That was the first time, one of the first times we had met Todd, like a couple of weeks after we met him. He's like, yeah, I gotta go deal with he has giant trees around his property and they just blow down sometimes.
Who is it, Todd?
Todd, the bass player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What, maybe?
Yeah, you know Todd.
Okay, the guy that usually plays bass.
Yeah, that's
oh,
it.
okay. I didn't know his name.
Yeah.
It's not every week, but
Yeah, it's great.
I don't talk to people. It's a bit new though.
Which is cool.
No.
That's even cooler that we've got to talking.
Yeah.
That means so much more. But yeah, Todd he's got towering trees over his property. Cool. And they just, the one that he showed us just fell right next to, I'm like, dude, you're government protected, dude. We had already thanked you in your absence for the margaritas.
Yeah.
Really messing this podcast up.
It's all her fault.
There's more in the fridge.
Well, welcome back.
I don't know him yet before, okay.
No, this is wonderful. Part of, I think, like we were talking about it earlier, and this is kind of like really early stages of what you guys are doing. And it's very much the same for us. Our band is very much new.
How new?